Hello everyone, Sorthalis here. I'm going to be giving you a overview of the arms on the Legion Alpha as of the current build. So far, arms is looking pretty good. We have Mortal Strike, which is our main ability. Deals quite a bit of damage and costs 16 rage. We have Colossal Smash, which deals even more damage than Mortal Strike, and it also applies a debuff to the target, increasing their damage taken by you by X%, which is going to be based on mastery. We have Slam, which is the filler between Mortal Strike. Execute, sub 20%, you're going to want to execute. Its damage per rage is the highest. We have Whirlwind, which is standard cleave. Tactician, Slam, Whirlwind, and Execute have a 20% chance per target hit to reset the cooldown of Colossal Smash. So the basics of this gameplay is going to be you charge in, Colossal Smash, Mortal Strike, and then start slamming until you get a reset like that. And you can Colossal Smash again, Mortal Strike again, slam, slam, slam. For AoE, we also have Cleave. Costs 8 rage, deals light damage, but increases the damage your Whirlwind does up to 5 targets by 22%. So if you hit 5 targets with Cleave and then Whirlwind, your Whirlwind's going to do 110% more damage. So the AoE rotation is going to be charge in, Colossal Smash, then you Cleave, try and hit as many targets as you can, and then Whirlwind. And if you're lucky, Colossal Smash will reset from that. If not, then you just Cleave again, Whirlwind. If you have the Rage, because you're getting good auto swing crits, then you might Whirlwind twice in between each Cleave. Now, a little more complex into the gameplay here. Talents, first row, Shockwave. Still Shockwave on live. Does a cone, stuns for 4 seconds. Stormbolt, exactly the same, but on a single target, deals quadruple damage to permanently immune targets. That's potentially viable because that hits a little harder than Mortal Strike. However, it has no interaction with Tactician, so you're wasting a GCD not potentially resetting Colossal Smash. Sweeping Strikes, it's now passive, you don't activate it, and only Mortal Strike and Execute will cleave an additional target. Now, currently, it's a little wonky, and these target dummies are probably too far away to actually demonstrate. But the idea would be that if any 2-target cleaves, you would just pick that talent and it would be up the whole time. Impending Victory, now this is currently bugged, so it doesn't actually do anything, but its Slam is supposed to give you 10% health back on a 40% chance. Bounding Strikes, basically the 2 Heroic Leap glyphs currently in live, they're blended together into a talent. Die by Sword, the effects of it are exactly the same as on live. Parry chance at 100%, damage reduction at 30% for 8 seconds. However, taking this, you lose defensive stance, which reduces your damage taken by 25%. So you're going to be sacrificing on-demand 25% damage reduction for 5% more damage reduction and 100% parry chance for 8 seconds. So I'm not sure that's going to be worth it. Dauntless, pretty boring, but extremely good. 20% less rage for all your ability costs. Overpower, 8 rage because of Dauntless right now. It would normally be 10. Overpowers for more damage than Mortal Strike. Has a 60% crit chance. Cannot be dodged, blocked, or parried. So it's like Overpower how you would remember. However, it doesn't work with Tactician, so again, you're not going to be getting that chance to reset Colossal Smash, so it's not worth it right now. Avatar, same deal as it is on live, 20% increased damage for 20 seconds, 1.5 minute cooldown. Second wind, now this is new. If you haven't been hit by anything for 5 seconds, you start healing for 6% of your health every 1 second. So it's extremely useful if you're questing or doing something where you can kite a target. So let me just fall here, get some damage. And you can see I'm instantly getting healed up by second wind. Because falling damage doesn't account, it's only from players and mobs. Double time, 2 charges of charge. Imposing Roar, your commanding shout increases leech by 20%. So commanding shout's now rallying cry. It increases your party and raid members' health by 15% for 10 seconds. So basically, everyone would get 20% leech and extra health. Potentially very, very useful. Imagine a fight like Gorefiend, where there's the burn phase. You could pop that, and everyone who's doing damage would be healing for a very high amount. Fervor of Battle, Cleave and Whirlwind generate 2 rage for each target that hits, so very large mob packs. This is actually going to be giving you rage, which is extremely strong. Rend has no play with any of your abilities, it's just a 1 GCD does a lot of damage over 15 seconds. That's more than Mortal Strike, Colossal Smash. It's more than anything else for 1 GCD ability, and it's 12 rage, so its damage per rage is actually very, very good. Blade Storm hits like a truck, and it's on 1 minute cooldown, exactly the same as it's been before. Heroic Strike. Now this is weird. It's just an ability that's on its own cooldown of 1.5 seconds, and what it does is it stacks up to 3 times and increases the damage of your next Mortal Strike. So you would just hit this 3 times, costing 45 rage, Colossal Smash, and then you could Mortal Strike, and as you can see, that just hits for a ton. However, it's not worth the rage right now. And if I'm honest, you're only going to want to be using it if you have 3 stacks. I don't know why they just don't make it a single stack. It just seems weird in its current form. Mortal Combo. Mortal Strike has 2 charges. This is just an extremely nice quality of life thing. And I'll get into that more later, but it works well with some of the artifact traits. Titanic Might increases the duration of Colossal Smash by 200%, but halves its effectiveness. So if I Colossal Smash this target, it's now going to be up for 18 seconds? Well, that's bugged. Yes, it will last a very long time, but it only increases your damage done by 48% instead of the 97 that I have. Anger Management. Every 10 rage you spend reduces the cooldown of Recklessness by 1 second. That's gonna need some tuning. It's potentially very, very helpful and very, very powerful. But right now, with the build I'll get into in a little bit, it's not very viable. Opportunity Strikes. Your melee abilities have up to a 60% chance based on the target's missing health to trigger an additional attack that deals 41,000, yada yada yada. So basically, it's like Mist of Pandaria Arms Mastery. Your attacks have an extra chance to cause an extra attack that deals damage. Right now, this is really strong. And then Ravager. Now, Ravager is the same as it is on live. However, it doesn't do any damage. I mean, it's 10,000, rounded up, 10,000 damage every 1 second for 10 seconds, so it's 100,000 damage on a 1 minute cooldown. Whereas Opportunity Strikes is 41,000 damage at a 60% chance per GCD, so yeah, they've messed something up there. However, it's standard AoE. Once they get everything balanced correctly, I'm sure it'll be valuable. Okay, so let's get into the artifact here. So when equipping the weapon, your Mortal Strike has a chance to unleash a swipe of void energy, causing 21,000 shadow damage to all enemies in 6 yards in front of you. So let's see if I can actually get that to proc. It just looks like, yeah, see that little shadow wave? It's just a little shadow wave. It's kind of odd because it's an AoE on a single target ability. So I will hope they change that. Corrupted Rage. On a 1 minute cooldown, you stomp the ground, causing a ring of corrupted spikes to erupt upwards, dealing 66,000 shadow damage and applying Colossal Smash debuff to all enemies within 8 yards. This is really cool for 2 reasons. One, if you, in any sort of AoE situation, you can use this and apply CS to all the targets, so your Cleave and Whirlwind are going to do a ton of damage. The second thing is it's on a 1 minute cooldown. So this blends perfectly with Blade Storm and Battle Cry. Battle Cry is just the new Recklessness. So I've got a macro here. Does Battle Cry, Avatar, Corrupted Rage, Blade Storm. Oops. Now I'm not even going to take Avatar, I'm just going to show you what this currently is doing. So I'm just going to hit the one button, that's all I'm going to do. Yeah, it does a lot of damage. Now obviously this is going to get nerfed because it's too strong right now, but again, it's alpha, nothing's balanced yet. Okay, so let's go through the rest of the talents here. Exploit Weakness. I have one of these artifact sockets. It's giving me an extra talent point. But Mortal Strike and Execute critical strikes increase the duration of your Colossal Smash by 4 seconds. War Veteran. Your Battle Cry is activated. Your abilities cost 0 rage. I'm not sure if that's just a placeholder or that's what it will its finalized version will be. Touch of Zakajaz. Stormcar heals you for 30% of the amount of damage dealt by Mortal Strike. Shattered Defense. When you apply Colossal Smash, you get a buff that increases the Execute and Mortal Strike crit chance and damage by 50%. So, really good opening burst. I actually have this, so I'll show you. My Colossal Smash, I get the debuff. Excuse me, the buff. And then when I Mortal Strike, it hits for 50% more. I was hoping for a crit, but oh well. Death Blows increases the critical strike chance of Execute. Defensive Measures. While in D stance, your Victory Rush is available for use every 5.2 seconds. That seems like an odd timer, but Victory Rush is actually quite strong right now. It increases your health, or you gain 30% of your health when you use it. So every 5 seconds, you could basically heal for 30% of your health, which you can imagine in any sort of PvP scenario. If you have this, you can, oh, I'm getting hit by something. D-stance, hit that 30% of your health back instantly. Very, very strong. One against mini. Cleave increases the damage of your next whirlwind by an additional 2% per stack, so that's why my cleaves is 22, not just flat 20. Doesn't seem very powerful compared to all the other talents. They might need to adjust that one. Crushing Blows increases the damage of Slam by 5%. Unending Rage, so you gain extra rage on your cap, so up to 130. Void Cleave. When Cleave strikes more than 3 targets, Stormcar releases a burst of void energy, increasing or causing 1,000 shadow damage. Now, obviously, that's a placeholder, but interesting ability. So it's just extra damage on your Cleave. Thoradin's Might increases the damage of Mortal Strike. Focus in Battle. Now, this is an interesting one because it causes your Mortal Strike to have a 20% chance to reset the cooldown of Colossal Smash. So basically it adds your last main rotational ability into Tactician, which to me seems lazy. And there's been some discussion that that should just be baseline, and we should put a different talent there. However, that's what it does right now. So then basically hitting any of your 3 main abilities and or Whirlwind for AoE situations, you're getting a chance to reset CS. Precision strikes, or precise strikes. Your Colossal Smash reduces the rage cost of your next Mortal Strike or Execute by 15%. So if you can imagine having 3 or 4 ranks into this, you can Colossal Smash and then Execute, and your Execute's going to cost more than half, or less than half its base cost, and do a lot more damage. Corrupted Blood of Zaccageas. When you activate Battle Cry, your sword radiates shadow energy, causing targets to suffer an additional 50% of all damage dealt over 6 seconds. So it's basically Bloodbath, but it's tied to your Recklessness or Battle Cry. So kind of cool. Will probably be pretty strong. Tactical Advantage. When your Heroic Leap lands, you gain 10% increased armor and parry chance for 4 seconds. This one is interesting since it's a defensive talent for a DPS spec, but it's potentially useful, definitely more of a PvP talent, since I don't think any Arms Warriors are planning on tanking. And that wraps up the talents and the traits. As you can see, I have 2 different sockets here. Those are just going to vary. There should be one for every trait on the bar here. So I'm just going to go through and show the rotation. Charge, Colossal Smash, Mortal Strike, Slam, Slam. Now what I'm hoping for, because of the traits I have, is while Colossal Smash is active, I get a Mortal Strike crit, so that it extends my Colossal Smash. So I Mortal Strike, you see how it extended there? That's what I want to see. There, it extended again. Let's see if it, nope, didn't get it again. And then AoE rotation. Yeah, that's just funny. And do note that, oops, Shatter Defense does actually activate off of Corrupted Rage. So that wraps up the Legion Alpha preview. Thank you very much for watching, and if you have anything you'd like to add, please leave it in the comments down below. Thank you.